Hey guys, got another video today, and I think today I'm just going to go through the best weapons for each class and weapon type in Battlefield 5 in 2022. It's a common question on my YouTube channel in the comments and in the threads where people are discussing, you know, the best weapons and all that sort of thing. And, you know, it's just occurred to me, you know, I haven't done a video like this, and I think it'd be a good video just to have on the channel. I think first we're going to start off with assault. I'm going to name one just clearly best weapon in the class, and then one sort of honourable mention, I would say. And it's funny it's on the Sturmgewehr because I think it's probably one of the best weapons in the game, to be honest. It's great, you know, close range, mid range. It's got a good rate of fire. It's got that sort of sweet spot of about 31 rounds for a assault rifle. You know, put a little nadar sight on it, and I think it's great. This Spectre I sort of recommend right. So you got a quick aim, ported barrel, which removes horizontal recoil, or lessens, I should say. Custom stock and light and stock. You'll see this in the video a lot. This theme of these two, they pair very well. But you know, that's what I use, and that's what I would recommend as best sort of setup. And with these two perks, you can sort of you know, sort of abuse that faster ADS movement while shooting, and it's really effective in gunfights. Yeah, so that's a Sturmgewehr. I think the second I'm going to mention is an M2 Carbine. Again, you know, I think this is a very good weapon. You know, it's got a better rate of fire than a Sturmgewehr. It's got that sweet spot of 31 rounds. It's very, I would say, sort of like noob friendly. You know, it's got very low recoil, fast fire rate. It's got custom stock and light and stock, and ported barrel with less horizontal recoil. It's really good. It's a really good gun. I'll say check it out. Okay, so now I'm going to move over to the semi-autos, and I think number one for me is the Gewehr 1.5. I still think this might be a bit controversial, but I do think the Gewehr 1.5 is just all round one of the better weapons. Certainly for me, statistically, this is the best semi-auto. And if I want to get a lot of kills very quickly in a game, I'm going to use the Gewehr 1.5. Out of all the semi-autos, Gewehr 1.5 is my favourite to just frag lobbies. You know, it's got a good rate of fire. Ammunition's got 31 rounds. 31 rounds. I think it's 3 bullets to kill. You know, that's really good. And that's why it's better than like the turnaround simile and Gewehr 43. So it's more close to mid-range, this weapon. Very good. I like the nadar sight in it because I like play close range with it. This is Spectre I run. Quick aim, light and stock, custom stock, like I previously mentioned. These pair very well together, and you know, get that recoil buffer. So this weapon only has vertical recoil. So if you can get rid of that vertical recoil, you know, you've got a very strong weapon. Yeah, now onto the honourable mention. I'm going to say the Turner. I really like this weapon. I'd say it's more, it requires a bit more skill than say the Gewehr 1.5, but you can kill a lot of people exceptionally quickly. It's only really the reload. You have to really sort of watch your positioning and all that sort of stuff, because it can catch you out, and you might have to pull out your sidearm and stuff like that. And yeah, this is the Spectre I go. Quick aim, enhanced grip, more accurate, but more. This is the one I want extended mag, so I get 20 rounds in a mag, and light and stock, so I've got that maneuverability. The recoil buff is okay, but I kind of feel I need a light and stock this weapon because it is more short to mid range, quite similar to the Gewehr 1.5. But yeah, it's very good. Yeah, so we're going to go on to the medic class now, and we're going to be looking at the SMGs. There's a lot of weapons. This is my favourite class. I do love SMGs in this game, but you know, there's only one really clear winner, and it's the ZK, the ZK383. It's a very good weapon. It's just consistently good all round, and you know, it does have one of the fastest bullet velocities in the game in the SMG class, which makes it even better. If you want have a little look at a video that I made previously, why bullet velocity matters in FPS games, you know, have a look. But yeah, you know, this is a strictly close range sort of weapon. I use the nadar sight on it, and this is the spec tree I use. I do line stock, quick aim, increase the rate of fire, so light bolt increases the rate of fire. And I go right side. I use the high velocity bullets because I feel like sometimes you gotta, as well as having faster bullets in gunfights, close to mid range, that helps. But I kind of feel that the reload's good enough. I feel the reload is good enough for this weapon, and the high velocity bullets I think is better. That's what I use. So for the honourable mention, I would say, I think I'm gonna say the grease gun. This might be a controversial, but I think this weapon's kind of broken. I'm not gonna lie. Having this bullets, 3 bullets to kill up close, which for an SMG is insane. And you get on the spectre I run all left, so the final perk is a suppressor. So if you're not sure what that means, is when in Battlefield 5, when you're shooting at people, if you're getting shot at, you get a directional indicator to say where roughly they are, whether they're behind you or to your right, to your left. When you run the suppressor, you don't get that, you know. So as well as having three bullets to kill, you also, people haven't got a clue where you are. I think that's kind of broken, and it's very good up close, this gun. On say like Al Maj and Operation Underground, this is where it really excels. And you know, this is a spectre that I run for it. I run all hip fire, so swings and swivels, enhanced grips, polished action, and then the suppressor. So it's all hip fire. You can use other ones, but this is the way I use it. Yeah, it's very good on the close ranged maps. Action carbine, I think I'm only going to do one for this because there's just clearly just one dominant weapon, and that's the jungle carbine. You know, the other weapons are quite fun to use, but I think this is just insanely broken, and I think it's one of the best guns in the game, really. Yeah, you know, put a little scope on it. It's basically a sniper, but with the medic class, you can just heal yourself continuously. It's a one-shot headshot. It's good, man. This weapon's very good. I use quick aim, swings and swivels, machine bolt, rate of fire, and I use hip fire. Okay, so we're in the support class now, and we are in the LMGs. I think there's 2 clear dominant weapons in this class that have very, very similar play styles. And the reason, you know, I interchange between these 2 weapons, but I think just like the more user friendly, I would say, just because the recoil's lower, I would say the FG42 is the best. I think, you know, it's got a great rate of fire. I mean, it only has 20 rounds, but the way you play this weapon, sort of angle holding and shutting people down, playing a bit more sort of defensively, this weapon's exceptionally good. You know, I use the AA sights on it, which is, you can use the reflex sight on it if you want to, but this is just the way I prefer. I'd probably recommend using the other sight, reflex sight, but this is the way I use custom stock, barrel bedding. I wouldn't normally advise using that perk, but I really want that horizontal recoil. I want that off this weapon, so I can just beam kids. Plus just the way you play this weapon, where you're sort of angle holding and, you know, playing a bit more defensive, you know, you can still use that quite effectively, I think. And then line stock as well, which means, you know, I do have a bit of, I have actually, when I'm standing still, and if I want a bit of maneuverability in gunfights, I've still got that as well. It's a very good weapon. And again, for the honourable mention, I would say the bar. This is my favourite. I do prefer this over the FG42, but like I mentioned, the reasons why I think the FG42 is better. But, you know, this is my go-to. I love this weapon. On PC version, this is insane. A bit more trickier on console, I would say, just because of the recoil and stuff, but this gun's exceptionally good. It's very, very similar. It's basically an FG42, but it's got more rate of fire and more recoil, basically. So, you know, I use quick aim, horizontal recoil. I think that's a must on these weapons. Custom stock and lightning stock. Like I said, you know, like I mentioned before, you pair them too if you can, and yeah, it's exceptionally good. and we're going to go to the Recon class, and we are going to go to the bolt actions. So I think I'm going straight into it. I think the Crag Jorgensen is the best sniper in the game. It's sort of meant for medium to sort of long range, which is it's sort of the weapon. It's between everything, and it's just good at everything. It's got a good bullet velocity as well, so you don't have to lead your bullets so much, which is great. Put a 6x on it. This is what I use. Left quick aim, variable. I didn't really like that, but low drag rounds fire to get less bullet drop, which is even better, and you're good to go. I think that's the best sort of sniper in the game. An honourable mention, I think the Lee Enfield. I think this is a fantastic weapon. More sort of aggressive sniping if you sort of fancy that, and you can sort of, because it's got 10 rounds in a mag, you can sort of play it like a DMR. So you can either go for the one shot headshot, or you can go for the two body shots. But yeah, this is a really fun weapon to use, and this is a Spectre. I use quick aim, swings and swivels, and machine bolts. You can cycle the weapon quicker for a higher rate of fire. I don't know why I've got the iron sight on there, but you know, if you put a little 3x, or I would say probably a 3x is better on this weapon. But yeah, self-loading rifle. I'm going to only mention one weapon in this class because there's only 4 weapons, and I think the ZH is the best weapon in this class of self-loading rifles. It's a 2-tap, 2-shot to kill at pretty much any range, which is insane. And this is what I use: high velocity bullets, so you don't have to lead your bullets as much. Swings and swivels, trigger drop, so you can get more rate of fire, and you know, recoil buffer to get rid of that recoil. Put a 3x on it, and it's very good. It's very good. Probably technically better than the actual bolt actions in this game. Yeah, and that's pretty much. And I think that's all I'm going to mention for today. There are other weapon types, but I think if you want the best of the best, these are sort of weapons to use, and I think we're going to leave it at that. I think, yeah. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have fun with the weapons, and I will see you boys in the next one.